Hello and welcome to the Voice of TOD. I'm Tom, and with this video we're going to take a look at the news of Anthem's demise. We're over here on Eurogamer.net today, a link in the description below if you want to check it out yourself, but let's just jump straight in with this one. Bioware confirms work on major Anthem overhaul has officially ceased. All live service will continue running as it exists today. Development on beleaguered multiplayer shooter Anthem's major overhaul, variously known as Anthem Next and Anthem 2.0, has officially ceased, according to Bioware, and the studio will now focus its efforts on the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect games. Anthem 2.0 was officially announced last February, a little under 12 months after the game's rocky launch on Xbox One, PS4 and PC, with the aim of improving the underlying experience through more satisfying loot, better long-term progression, and a more fulfilling end game. We recognise that there's still more fundamental work to be done to bring out the full potential of Anthem, Bioware admitted at the time of its 2.0 reveal, and it will require a more substantial reinvention other than update or expansion. Since then, a team of around 30 people at Bioware Austin, the studio responsible for Star Wars The Old Republic, that's the MMO, the long-running MMO, if anybody didn't know, has continued to work on the overhaul project, drip-feeding planned new features to the community along the way. Most recently, fans were given a look at the new and improved loot system, as well as a new Destiny-style UI. Out of interest, when was that? Oh, August. And when was the Destiny-style UI? October, so 4 months ago. According to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, the man in the know of the games industry, EA held a meeting earlier this month to review work on Anthem 2.0 and ultimately determine the project's fate. Following that process, the development team has now been informed it will be moving to work on Dragon Age 4. In an official statement on the Bioware blog, Anthem executive producer Christian Daly, now is he head of the studio at this point? Confirmed the news, writing, "In the spirit of transparency and closure, we wanted to share that we've made the difficult decision to stop our new development work on Anthem. It seems the decision to cease development on Anthem 2.0 at least partly stems from the effects of the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. As Daly puts it, working from home during the pandemic has had an impact on our productivity, and not everything we had planned as a studio before COVID-19 can be accomplished without putting undue stress on our teams. Moving forward," Daly continued, "we need to laser focus our efforts as a studio and strengthen the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect titles while continuing to provide quality updates to Star Wars The Old Republic. To the Anthem community, thank you for your passion and creativity," he concluded. "Your feedback and suggestions most certainly help shape the team's direction, and on a personal note, your kindness and encouragement were much needed last year." Although Anthem's long-in-the-works overhaul is now no more, Daly says the studio will continue to keep the game's live service running as it exists today. Did any of you guys play Anthem? Do you care that it's not going to be anymore? I played the demo about a week before it was released. I had fun with it, but it wasn't different enough from anything else. I was playing a lot of Destiny at the time. It wasn't different enough, and it certainly wasn't as rewarding as Destiny in the demo state, and I didn't pick it up. It was dropped onto EA Play last year, I think, and I actually tried it out for a couple of hours back in January, I think it was. The traversal, the movement, the worlds, it all has potential. It could have been an amazing game, but we all know, I think, how badly Bioware handled its development. And that may sound cruel, but I think it's just time to be honest about this. They struggled to put all of this idea together, and the game has suffered because of it, which is sad because, as I say, it had a lot of potential. but there just didn't seem to be enough there. And we've seen what Bioware have been doing. Look at the clear failure of Anthem here, and the issues with Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, none of that is a pandemic problem. There's been issues at Bioware for a long time. We also know that there's been a change of the guard recently, back in December, with Christine Daly stepping up to take a much more effective role in the leadership of Bioware across the board. And I have a sneaky feeling that Dragon Age 4 is in a bad spot. They've teased another Mass Effect game that's many years away. And yes, we're getting Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to play. It's clear that there aren't as many improvements to that game, or that version of the game, especially with the first, that they could have done to make it different. They've just spruced it up a little bit. And the fact that they had 30 people working on overhauling Anthem over the last 12 months, regardless of the situation of everything else that's going on, 30 people was not enough to overhaul this game. If they wanted to do it, they could have put more people in and they could have focused on it, because there still isn't a date for Dragon Age 4. So I think that this is a testament to BioWare's failure. It shows you how far they have fallen from the early 2000s. And some amazing games, I mean amazing games before then, but they were really pioneering the RPG, certainly the sci-fi RPG genre, and it just fell away very quickly. I hope that they get their act together. I hope that Dragon Age 4 is what the Dragon Age fans want. I'm struggling to find any real interest in it, to be honest. The series hasn't thrilled me since the first, but the next Mass Effect, I really need them to land. If they don't, and Mass Effect Legendary Edition will sell well, it will be a success, and it will be wonderful to have all the games together regardless of the improvements that they've made. But if the next Mass Effect, what I will call Mass Effect 5, is terrible, I think that is the final nail in BioWare's coffin, and they will need to really think hard about what they want to do. So there's a lot of pressure on the next two games. I think it's right that they're moving their teams to focus on them. I'll be very interested to know what you guys think about this and BioWare's future overall. I think they need to play two blinders with Dragon Age 4 and the next Mass Effect, and I don't know if they have the goods to do it, which is quite sad. But we will see. But anyway, this is sad news for those Anthem fans, and it does put a bit of a bad light on BioWare. But that's my feelings. That's where I'll end this video. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.